Right now, over 600,000 American families are still without power. At least 13 people lost their lives. 9,000 flights canceled. That's what Winter Storm Hernando did to this country 72 hours ago. And today, Friday, February 27th, 2026. The danger is not over. Not by a long shot. Today's melting snow refreezes on every sidewalk tonight that invisible ice sends thousands to the ER every single winter. We have a full city-by-city weather breakdown today, 150 cities, every region. But first, drop your city in the comments. We rate every comment and follow up with alerts specific to your area. Especially if you're over 50, this is for you. Winter Storm Hernando. What just happened to bomb cyclone, the worst nor'easter since the blizzard of 1996. Wind gusts hit 74 miles per hour hurricane force. Coastal flooding across New England. Whiteout conditions shut down 5 states. Travel bans in New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. Over 9,000 flights canceled. 600,000 plus homes lost power at peak. AccuWeather has already classified this as a billion-dollar disaster. Cleanup and full recovery will take weeks, not days. Before you go outside today, a note for adults over 50. The storm ended. The danger didn't. Melting snow looks harmless. But tonight, when temperatures drop below freezing, that water becomes a nearly invisible sheet of ice. Falls on ice are the #1 cause of serious injury in older adults during winter, more than car accidents, more than hypothermia. Wear non-slip shoes, take short steps. Stay off stairs and driveways after dark if you can. Bring someone with you when possible. For anyone with heart disease or high blood pressure shoveling snow in the cold, put serious strain on your cardiovascular system. Work in 10 to 15-minute bursts, rest in between. This is the leading cause of cardiac events in older men every winter. Also ahead, a dramatic temperature swing is coming over the next 10 days. Cold to near-spring warmth and back again. Your body needs time to adjust. The Northeast still digging out from Boston to Baltimore. The work is far from done. New York City, 42 degrees Fahrenheit high, 30 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. Central Park recorded 19.7 inches, NYC's first official blizzard since 2017. Snow is melting fast this afternoon, but tonight, streets will look dry while a thin layer of ice forms underneath. Don't be fooled. Boston, Massachusetts, 40 degrees Fahrenheit high, 28 degrees Fahrenheit low. More than 25 inches from Hernando. Light rain of 0.1 inches. Cold ocean wind still cutting through the city. Providence, RI 40 degrees Fahrenheit today. And here's a number that stops you cold: 37.9 inches of snow. The largest single snowfall in Providence's recorded history. That's not this decade's record, not this century's. The biggest snowfall this city has ever seen, period. Tonight in Providence, localized flooding is a real concern as that enormous snowpack begins draining all at once. Philadelphia, Pia 41 degrees Fahrenheit with 0.2 inches of rain, over 18 inches from the blizzard still melting. Many side streets remain unplowed and icy. Washington, D.C., 44 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.2 inches of rain. The capital picked up 12-plus inches, significant for a city not built to handle heavy snow. Main roads in D.C. are clearing, but neighborhood streets across Virginia and Maryland remain patchy and dangerous through tonight. Baltimore, Maryland, 42 degrees Fahrenheit with a northerly breeze at 8 miles per hour. That wind is making it feel several degrees colder than the thermometer reads. Newark, NJ, 42 degrees Fahrenheit, melting fast. Jersey City matching it exactly. Hidden ice on sidewalks tonight is the #1 hazard in the entire metro area. Buffalo, NY, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.2 inches of lake-effect snow still coming off Lake Erie. Buffalo's location means it keeps getting hit even when the rest of the state has moved on. Rochester, NY, 36 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.3 inches. Wind at 20 miles per hour. Wind chill near 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Albany, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Light flurries. Syracuse, 0.4 inches of lake-effect snow. Hartford and Bridgeport, Connecticut, both around 40 degrees Fahrenheit with light rain. New Haven slightly warmer at 42 degrees Fahrenheit along Long Island Sound. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Light snow of 0.1 inches. Heavy gray cloud cover. Scranton, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.2 inches of snow. Colder than the eastern side of the state. Harrisburg and Allentown, P of 40 to 42 degrees Fahrenheit with light rain. Side streets still dangerous. Allow extra time for any travel through tonight. Worcester, Massachusetts, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 20 degrees Fahrenheit with wind chill. Richmond, Virginia, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Recovering well. Virginia, Beach, 46 degrees Fahrenheit with a sea breeze. Concord, NH, 36 degrees Fahrenheit with flurries. Augusta, ME, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.4 inches of snow. Montpelier, VT, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.6 inches. Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine are still deep in winter. For everyone in the Northeast tonight, one last reminder. Be off the sidewalks and driveways before dark. The refreeze is coming every single night. The Midwest cold, flurries, and wind chills that demand respect. Not a dramatic storm, but conditions that are genuinely dangerous. Chicago, IL, 36 degrees Fahrenheit high, 24 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. Wind chill at -5 degrees Fahrenheit. Light flurries of 0.2 inches this morning. A stay close to home kind of day. Cover your ears, hands, and face before stepping outside. For anyone with heart or circulatory conditions, limit trips to short and necessary only. Detroit, MI, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.4 inches of snow. Wind chill -10 degrees Fahrenheit. 15 minutes of exposure at that wind chill can cause frostbite in older adults. Minneapolis and St. Paul. Minnesota, 32 degrees Fahrenheit with 0.6 inches of snow and a wind chill sitting at -15 degrees Fahrenheit. Coldest major metro in the country today. -15 wind chill is frostbite territory in under 20 minutes on exposed skin. If you're over 50 and live in the Twin Cities, please stay inside if at all possible. Fargo, ND, 28 degrees Fahrenheit high, 12 degrees Fahrenheit low, 0.5 inches of snow. Bismarck, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, also 0.5 inches. Winter unrelenting across the northern plains today. Milwaukee, WI, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.3 inches. Madison, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.4 inches. Grand Rapids, MI, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.5 inches with lake effect possibly intensifying tonight. Cleveland, OH, 36 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.3 inches. Heavy clouds. Toledo, matching exactly. Columbus, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Light flurries possible. Dayton, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.2 inches. Cincinnati, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, light flurries. Indianapolis, 37 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.3 inches. Fort Wayne, 36 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.3 inches. Lansing, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.4 inches of snow. St. Louis, Missouri, 42 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.2 inches of snow. Cold north wind. Kansas City, 42 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.2 inches. Winds gusting to 15 miles per hour. Bundle up out there. Des Moines, Iowa, 38 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.4 inches. Wind chill at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Omaha, NE, 38 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.5 inches. Lincoln, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.4 inches. Gusty winds. Wichita, KS, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds gusting to 20 miles per hour. Drifting snow. Reduced visibility. Topeka, 44 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.2 inches. The Kansas Plains don't do calm winter days. Sioux Falls, SD, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, wind chill -10 degrees Fahrenheit. Pierre, 36 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.3 inches. Billings, MT, 42 degrees Fahrenheit, fierce gusts at 25 miles per hour. Cheyenne, WY, 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind gusts reaching 30 miles per hour today. Driving in Cheyenne right now is genuinely hazardous. Delay travel if you can. Helena, Montana, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly sunny after morning flurries. Springfield, Missouri, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. A trace of snow. Jefferson City, 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Overcast. The south and southeast a welcome break warmer. Calmer, but a few things still worth knowing. Nashville, Tennessee, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Overcast with a trace of rain. Manageable. Memphis, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy. Light winds. A fairly ordinary late February day. Knoxville, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Overcast. Huntsville, Alabama, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.1 inches of rain. Birmingham, 56 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.1 inches. Gradually warming across the upper south today. Charlotte, NC, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.1 inches of rain. Raleigh, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Durham, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Greensboro and Winston-Salem both at 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Richmond, VA recovering well at 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Charleston, SC 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Mild coastal air. A pleasant late winter day along the South Carolina coast. Jackson, Mississippi, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.2 inches of rain. Little Rock, Arkansas, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Calm. Baton Rouge, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, warm and humid. New Orleans, Ella, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.3 inches of rain, warm, humid, classic Louisiana. Atlanta, Gia, 54 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.1 inches of rain, a typical Atlanta February afternoon. For our southeast viewers with asthma or COPD, humidity is running 70 to 80% across Louisiana, Mississippi, and coastal Georgia. That level of humidity combined with passing shower pressure changes can trigger breathing difficulty. Keep your inhaler accessible today. Jacksonville, Florida, a beautiful 71 degrees Fahrenheit, and as we reach Florida, the weather story changes completely. Miami, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Orlando, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Tampa, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Cape Coral, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Port St. Lucie, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Florida, doing what Florida does. Light rain of 0.2 inches expected across much of the state this afternoon, brief showers. Nothing serious. Humidity around 80% statewide. St. Petersburg, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Honolulu, Hawaii, 80 degrees Fahrenheit with gentle trade wind showers. San Juan, Puerto Rico, 82 degrees Fahrenheit, warm and tropical as always. Texas, Oklahoma, and the south-central warm temperatures and one serious hazard developing right now. Houston, 72 degrees Fahrenheit, southerly winds at 8 miles per hour, humidity at 70%. San Antonio, 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Austin, 72 degrees Fahrenheit with a trace of rain. Dallas and Fort Worth, 68 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Dry and sunny. Arlington, Irving, Garland, Plano, Frisco, all in the low 70s today. El Paso, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Desert sunshine. Laredo, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Corpus Christi, 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Lubbock, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. But winds gusting to 25 miles per hour, creating blowing dust. Oklahoma City, 58 degrees Fahrenheit, dry, clearing skies. Tulsa, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Both cities are fine today, but the high plains around them are another story. Fire weather warning, Oklahoma and Texas high plains, low humidity, dry air, and 20-plus miles per hour winds. This is critical today. A single spark from a cigarette, a campfire. A downed power line can spread across dry grass faster than a fire truck can respond. If you live in rural Oklahoma or the Texas Panhandle, do not burn debris outdoors. Do not park on dry grass. Call 911 at the first sign of fire. The Mountain West and Southwest, from Rocky Mountain cold to Arizona warmth, a wide range today. Denver, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny and dry. Aurora, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Colorado Springs, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Classic Colorado blue skies with that brisk Rocky Mountain edge. Salt Lake City, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, cool and dry. Mountain snowpack sitting at excellent levels. Great news for water supply heading into spring. Provo, also 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Albuquerque, NM, 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunny, westerly winds at 12 miles per hour. Santa Fe, 52 degrees Fahrenheit at higher elevation. LAS Cruces, a pleasant 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, 75 degrees Fahrenheit today. 75 degrees in February. Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, Glendale, all mid-70s, dry and beautiful. Tucson, 74 degrees Fahrenheit with light easterly winds. Scottsdale, arguably the finest weather in the entire country right now. LAS Vegas, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny and calm. Reno, Nevada, 52 degrees Fahrenheit, chilly but clear. Boise, Idaho, 50 degrees Fahrenheit with light flurries of 0.1 inches. Cheyenne, Wyoming, 42 degrees Fahrenheit with those dangerous 30 miles per hour gusts still howling. A quick note for Southwest viewers over 50, especially in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Flagstaff, and high-elevation Phoenix suburbs. UV levels in late February at elevation are higher than most people realize. Apply SPF 30 every time you go outside, even for a short walk. And drink water consistently. The desert air is so dry you lose moisture just through breathing without ever feeling thirsty. The West Coast California sun and Pacific Northwest rain. Two completely different stories, side by side. Los Angeles, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Warm, dry, light ocean breeze at 5 miles per hour. Air quality excellent. San Diego, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Marine layer burned off by mid-morning. Classic blue skies. Long Beach, Anaheim, Irvine, and Santa Ana, all 66 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Riverside, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Chula Vista, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Southern California, doing what it does best. San Francisco, 62 degrees Fahrenheit with that signature westerly wind at 15 miles per hour. Oakland, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. San Jose, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Bay Area, cool and comfortable. Sacramento, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Morning fog burning off by 9 a.m. Fresno, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Stockton, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Bakersfield, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Central Valley, calm, dry, and mild. Boise, ID 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Light flurries. Spokane, WA 46 degrees Fahrenheit. 0.2 inches of snow. On the eastern edge of Washington with a colder, drier pattern than Seattle. Seattle, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.3 inches of rain, southerly wind at 12 miles per hour. Tacoma, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, same. Olympia, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, gray, wet, quintessentially Pacific Northwest. Portland, OR 52 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.4 inches of rain. Salem, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Eugene, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Medford, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Slightly warmer and drier down near the California border. For Pacific Northwest viewers, over 50 wet roads here are just as dangerous as icy roads in the Northeast, just in a different way. Painted road markings, wet leaves, moss on sidewalks all become slippery in rain. Slow down more than you think you need to. Leave extra following distance driving. Anchorage, AK 28 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.5 inches of snow. Juneau, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, mixed snow and rain. Alaska being exactly what Alaska always is in late February. What's coming? The next 10 days. A tale of two completely different weather patterns, and the transition between them is volatile. Between now and March 5th, the eastern U.S. stays cold, active, and stormy. After March 5th, something remarkable happens, a dramatic pattern flip. And right in between those two patterns at the transition point, there is typically one very significant, impactful storm. We'll be watching for that. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, March 1st. A clipper system drops out of Canada, bringing 1 to 3 inches to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Iowa, and Nebraska. Cold continues across the Midwest and Northeast. Sunday into Monday. March 1st and 2nd, a new system develops. Cold Arctic air meets Gulf moisture, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and Northeast at risk for another 3 to 8 inches. The Mid-Atlantic Richmond, D.C. Baltimore could see freezing rain or a messy wintry mix Sunday night into Monday morning. Ice coat surfaces faster than snow and is far harder to treat. Even a quarter inch of ice makes walking dangerous and driving nearly impossible. Tuesday and Wednesday, March 3rd and 4th, heavy snow for upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine 6 to 10 inches, with higher elevations possibly seeing a foot or more. Snowshoe. West Virginia and the Green Mountains of Vermont could exceed 15 inches from this system alone. Significant mountain snowfall incoming. Wednesday and Thursday, March 4th and 5th. This is the transition point. A deep trough ejects out of the Rockies and drives into the Central Plains, and this is where things get serious. That trough scoops enormous amounts of warm, moist Gulf air and sends it racing northward through the Mississippi Valley. The result, a significant rain and flooding event from Dallas, Texas all the way up to Chicago, Illinois possibly 2 to 4 inches of rainfall in 48 hours. The highest flooding risk falls across Oklahoma City north through Kansas City, Springfield, St. Louis, and Indianapolis ground that is still partially frozen. Frozen ground cannot absorb water normally. Runoff moves fast right into rivers, streams, and neighborhoods. The Weather Prediction Center is already highlighting this zone for potential moderate to high risk of excessive rainfall and flash flooding. And the Storm Prediction Center is watching that same window for organized severe weather, including tornadoes and large hail across the south. There's also some good news. The heaviest forecast rain zone overlaps almost directly with ongoing drought areas in Oklahoma and Missouri. This rain will provide significant drought relief for those regions, a silver lining in what will otherwise be a challenging weather week. March 5 through March 15. Severe weather season opens. Early, the Mississippi Valley needs to be on high alert. The Storm Prediction Center has flagged March 5th through 11th as the most significant severe weather window of this early spring period. The Mississippi Valley from the Gulf Coast north through Tennessee, Kentucky, and southern Indiana sits directly in the battle zone between cold and warm air. Organized outbreaks of damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are a realistic possibility. Storm chasers are already circling these dates. That active pattern likely continues through March 15th as the system repeats trough after trough rolling in from the west. If you live in the Mississippi Valley or Tennessee Valley, make sure your tornado plan is current. Know where your shelter is. Have a weather radio or a reliable alert app on your phone, and check on older family members who may not hear warnings on their own. The big pattern flip. After March 5th, something truly unusual is coming for the eastern United States. Both the GFS and European models agree after March 5th. A powerful ridge of high pressure builds across the southeast and pushes northeast. The eastern U.S. goes from 10 to 20 degrees below normal to 20 to 30 degrees above normal, a swing of 40 to 50 degrees. That is not a normal spring warm-up. That is an extraordinary heat surge for a calendar date that is technically still winter. Cities that were buried in snow last week could see 65 and 70-degree afternoons by the second week of March. And it's expected to last from March 5th through roughly March 15th. 10 straight days of well above normal warmth across the eastern half of the country. For adults, over 50 rapid temperature swings affect blood pressure regulation, particularly for those on certain heart or blood pressure medications. Check your blood pressure more frequently during this transition. And as warmth accelerates tree pollen season, refill your allergy prescriptions now. Your action plan by region. Right now, practical steps, not panic preparation. Northeast, NY, NJ, PA, MA, CT, RI, VT, NH, ME. Tonight off the sidewalks before dark. Refreeze is real and it's coming. This weekend, stock up on essentials today while roads are manageable. Check on elderly neighbors. Keep flashlights charged for the Sunday storm. Midwest Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska. Kansas wind chills from minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit in the Twin Cities to near zero in Kansas City. Limit shoveling time. Work in short bursts. The cold plus exertion combination is the leading trigger for cardiac events in older men. South Central OKARLAMSALTN in the Tennessee Valley. A flooding event is coming next week. Know the elevation of your home. For the March 5th through 11th tornado window, make sure your shelter is accessible and stocked with basic supplies. Southwest Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico. Beautiful weather, but UV is high. Apply SPF 30. Drink water throughout the day, even if you don't feel thirsty. Pacific Northwest. OR. Wet roads are slippery roads. Add 4 to 5 extra seconds of following distance when driving. Slow down. Drop your city in the comments. This matters more than you might think. Every community in America is dealing with something different this week. What matters in Minneapolis is completely different from what matters in Phoenix. So, drop your city below. Just the name. That's all. We'll call out conditions, risks, and specific tips for your area in tomorrow's update. And if you have a parent or grandparent living somewhere you're worried about, leave their city too. We'll make sure it gets addressed. Quick summary, the whole country at a glance. Northeast. Dangerous overnight refreeze tonight. More snow Sunday into Monday. Recovery ongoing. Roads improving, but sidewalks still hazardous after dark. Great Lakes. Lake effect snow still active. Detroit, Grand Rapids, Buffalo wind chills well below zero. Limit outdoor exposure today. Midwest Chicago at -5 degrees Fahrenheit wind chill. Minneapolis at -15 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold and raw across the board. Dress in full winter layers. Short trips only. Plains windy and dry. Fire weather concern in Oklahoma and Texas. Kansas and Nebraska still seeing light snow and cold winds. Southeast. Gradually warming. Light rain. No major threats today. Humidity high along the Gulf Coast. Watch for breathing issues. Florida. 76 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit statewide. Brief afternoon showers. Nothing serious. One of the best places in the country to be right now. Enjoy it. Texas and Oklahoma. Low 70s across DFW and central Texas. Warm and dry. Fire weather hazard on the high plains. Oklahoma City and Tulsa clear and pleasant. Mountain West Denver, sunny at 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix at 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Las Vegas at 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Beautiful conditions, but UV and dehydration risk for older adults. California, 62 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit from San Francisco down to San Diego. Central Valley, mild and dry. No significant weather concerns today. Pacific Northwest. Steady rain in Seattle and Portland. 48 to 52 degrees Fahrenheit, wet roads and slippery sidewalks. Slow down. Give yourself extra time. The bottom line. What you need to know. Honest, straightforward, no drama. The next 48 hours tonight through Sunday are the most dangerous for people in the Northeast and Midwest. Overnight refreeze and a new storm building. Sunday through Wednesday, new snow for the north, potential flooding and severe weather for the South Central. Stay informed. March 5th through 15th. A dramatic pattern flip from winter cold to near spring warmth across the eastern half of the country. But between now and then, stay prepared. Stay connected and look after the people around you. That's what gets everyone through this safely. We update every single day with the latest from NOAA, the National Weather Service, and both the GFS and European models. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Share this with someone who needs it, a parent, a neighbor, a friend who doesn't always check the forecast on their own. Drop your city in the comments. We'll see you there. Stay safe, stay warm, and take care of each other.